and welcome back to another video. I hope you've been keeping so very well. I am so excited to bring you along this week and share with you everything that I'm eating in a week as a vegan. It is a super gloomy morning here and gonna be a pretty gloomy day, so I'm really excited to just spend the day at home today cooking and being cozy and eating delicious food, and of course also really excited to be bringing you along and sharing with you delicious food throughout the week. Let's get into making some breakfast this morning. I'm really in the mood to make something extra delicious for breakfast today. So for breakfast on Monday morning, I started by toasting up some pine nuts as well as some pumpkin seeds over medium to high heat on the stove, and then into a little blender I put some basil, spinach, nutritional yeast, garlic, lemon, added in those pumpkin seeds and pine nuts, as well as some salt and some pepper and olive oil, and put the lid on and blended this all together to make a really quick and easy, delicious vegan pesto. I am going to mix this in with some butter beans. You can also mix this in, with other beans, or even like a tofu scramble is really yum. And I just add a little bit of water to thin it out. And this is like a really, really easy and delicious higher protein breakfast. I just pile these butter beans on toast and enjoy some delicious pesto butter beans for breakfast. This was just like such a lovely way to start the week. Then I had a little bit of a snack around lunchtime, one of these cookie dough balls that I have been really enjoying lately. They are super easy to make as well. And then when it came to lunchtime, I started by putting some olive oil, nutritional yeast, veggie stock powder, garlic and onion powder, as well as some pepper into a bowl, mixing this all together and then adding in some chickpeas and coating them well. Once they're all really well coated, I'm going to transfer them onto a baking tray, and I'm going to put these in the oven to crisp up for about 20 minutes. Whilst they're crisping up, I am slicing up some cucumber, slicing it and dicing it, I should say, as well as some cherry tomatoes and some cos lettuce. So cutting that all together, also chopping up a little bit of spinach as well. Then into a separate little bowl, I'm adding in some vegan mayonnaise, as well as some lemon juice and some nutritional yeast and smoked paprika, salt and pepper, and mixing this together to make a kind of like salad dressing. I'm going to put all this fresh veg as well as the crispy chickpeas into a big salad bowl, pour over this creamy sauce, and then toss this all together to make a really big and like fresh but also hearty salad, which I love having so much, especially like with chickpeas. They're so good. I had a passion fruit soda with this as well, and it was just an absolutely lovely day, continuing on a lovely day of vegan food to start the week. When it came to dinner, I was cooking for my partner and I was going to make this creamy capsicum pasta. It's really, really good. So I cut up my veggies and then put them onto a baking tray. We've got tomato, red capsicum, onion and garlic, drizzled with some olive oil, salt and some pepper, and put these in the oven to roast. And then I also put some raw cashews into a bowl and covered them with boiling water and left those to soften. I'm also putting some pasta on to cook whilst I'm doing all of this. So into a blender, I put those soaked cashews, which I had drained. I then also added in the veggies that had roasted well, some nutritional yeast, veggie stock powder, black pepper, and some soy milk, and I blended this together until it was smooth. I then transferred it into a pot with the pasta that was cooked, and I mixed this all together until it was all really nice and well coated, and I served this up. This actually made extra for us to have in the fridge and for my partner to be able to take to work, so it was a really good one to be able to prep in advance as well. On Tuesday morning, it was a cozy kind of morning, and I started by putting some oats, chia seeds, some oat milk, as well as some vanilla and some maple syrup into a pot over the heat, and I'm making some delicious, simple, hearty oats to start the day. I also cut up some fresh strawberries that I had in the fridge, which I decided I was going to have on top, and transferred these oats into a bowl, topped with some vegan chocolate chips and the fresh strawberries and a little drizzle of maple syrup. And this was my delicious and hearty breakfast to start the day. It was absolutely lovely. Then when it came to lunch, I put some corn flour, garlic powder and onion powder into a bowl, mixed it together, and then coated the tofu in it and fried them up in the oil. Also fried up some broccolini, which I'm just really loving broccolini so much at the moment, and just continued frying all of this up until it was crispy. I am also making a sauce with some peanut butter, some soy sauce, some rice wine vinegar, some water and some sesame seeds, and mixing this, shaking it all together to make a nice creamy salty sauce. Then I'm serving this all up. So I've just got some white rice with the crispy broccolini, adding on the crispy tofu. I've then also got some cucumber which I had cut up, and I am drizzling this all with the delicious peanut sauce. Such a simple and delicious lunch to make when you're working from home. In the afternoon I was feeling a little sweetie treaty, so I made myself an iced cacao just with some maple syrup, cacao powder and a little bit of boiling water. Poured this over some oat milk, and it was a delicious way to have a little pick-me-up in the afternoon. Okay, so my camera died as soon as I started filming my dinner tonight, so unfortunately I only got a few clips of cooking it on my iPhone, but I have made a bao plate. It's a pretty big bao plate. It's for my boyfriend and I to share tonight. We went out to a restaurant recently and had these amazing baos, and ever since I was like reminded of how much I love doing this for dinner, especially when I'm sharing with someone. So yeah, we've got 10 really fluffy baos, some coriander, cucumber, cos lettuce, some vegan mayo and some chili oil, although my boyfriend will be having the chili oil, I will not. And then as the main source of protein, we have some crispy teriyaki tofu, which smells and looks absolutely delicious. So this is going to be our dinner tonight, and this is your reminder, if you've never done a bao night at home, I highly recommend. It's relatively quick and easy to cook depending on like how complicated and how many different ingredients you want to do. It's super delicious, and I just feel like it's a fun thing to make if you're cooking for other people especially. So definitely recommend adding it to the list of things to try. I'm going to sit down and enjoy having dinner with my boyfriend now, and I'll see you for breakfast in the morning. Good morning and happy Wednesday. It is such a rainy day here today. It's been pouring since the moment I woke up, and so I had a bit of a lazy morning in bed, which was absolutely lovely. I've just made myself a hot cacao for breakfast, so it's just cacao powder, maple syrup mixed together with some hot water, and then just put some hot oat milk over the top. And then for breakfast this morning I had some leftover tofu scramble in the fridge that my boyfriend made, so I have just cooked that up with some caramelized onions and put it on a bagel, and it's going to be an absolutely delightful way to start the day. My goodness, that rain is so loud. Anyway, I'm so excited to get into my hearty breakfast on a rainy morning and being all cozy inside. Before I do, I want to say a big thank you to my friends at Squarespace for sponsoring today's video and making it possible. If you're looking for some delicious vegan recipes like the tofu scramble, for example, they are on my website at amandadux.com, and I host and design my website using Squarespace, and I've been doing so for many years now. I'm a genuine paying customer of theirs, and I just absolutely love it, and I'm so grateful to work with them on YouTube as well. Whether you're looking to sell products or services, or perhaps start a blog similar to what I use it for, or you're just looking for like an all-in-one space to have all of your brand for everyone to be able to look at and understand, I think Squarespace is the perfect place to do so. They have so many themes that are really easy to use and tailor to your business. Trust me, as someone like me who like really sucks at design in any capacity, it's just like never been my creative forte. I have found Squarespace super easy to use and also super easy to change and adapt over the years as my brand has continued to evolve and grow. If you are looking to host or design your own website, you can head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, you can go to squarespace.com/AmandaDux, and you can use my code, which is AmandaDux. It gets you 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain, and all those details are down in the description box if you do want to check them out. I ended up having a really busy day on Wednesday, so I had the most random lunch. It was some of the leftover capsicum pasta, as well as some fresh orange, strawberries, and a couple of those cookie dough balls. It was basically just like throw things that I had in the fridge on a plate to get me through the workday. So that is exactly what I did. And then in the afternoon, I treated myself to a little sweet treat. This butter caramel pecan chocolate by Loco Love is honestly the best chocolate I've ever had. I will never get tired of doing this cross section because this caramel is honestly like the best vegan caramel I have ever had. I love it so much. And then for dinner, I just went to a go-to for us, which is a miso noodle soup that we love so much. It has corn in it, as well as some broccoli and some crispy tofu. My boyfriend likes to put chili oil on his as well. I personally don't love putting chili oil on as much, but this is just a really good hearty dinner that's such a go-to when we've both had a really busy day, and Wednesday was especially busy, so I definitely leaned into something that I knew. When it came to Thursday morning, I started my day by cutting up a bagel and putting it in the toaster. Once it was all done, I then topped it with some tomatoes that I'm slicing up, as well as some fresh dill. So these are always so hot, I feel, when I get them out of the toaster. But anyway, that's kind of irrelevant. But I am topping with the cashew cheese, tomatoes, and fresh dill, as well as some salt and some pepper. A really simple and delicious way to start the day. Okay, so happy Thursday. I am having a filming at home day today. I did a bunch of admin this morning, which felt really good, and now I'm about to get into filming some recipes for my Instagram. I'm filming 3 different recipes today, and so they'll probably end up being my lunch. This tends to happen when I'm like filming recipes or testing recipes, like that ends up being what I eat for lunch or dinner, or what my partner eats, or you know, if we have it for leftovers and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what today is going to be. I'm really excited to get into filming, and I'll show you some of the delicious food I make today because I think it is going to be very, very good. So whilst I was filming on this day, I actually only ended up making the lentil and walnut tacos, as well as the chocolate tofu pudding. So I ate the lentil and walnut tacos like as my lunch, and then I ended up having these delicious hazelnut oats with tofu pudding as like a little afternoon sweet treat. These recipes are both so good. They're both actually on my Instagram now, so I will leave the link below if you do want to check them out. Okay. So tonight I'm playing netball up on the Gold Coast, and it was one of those days where like I planned to cook dinner because I had to cook it early before I came up for netball. I planned to do that, but then I worked late and it just wasn't gonna happen, cooking myself dinner in time to get out the door and make it to my game. So I decided to order some takeaway for my friend Megs and I. I'm playing netball with her, and we decided to get some takeaway because yeah, we essentially knew we needed to eat when we're at netball in between games, but we both didn't have time to cook today. So this felt like the perfect solution. And also when I'm up on the Gold Coast, I do really, really enjoy getting takeaway from this place, which is one of my favorites. Or just going to eat here. It's called Izakaya Midori. It's a fully vegan Japanese restaurant, and honestly I order the same thing every time because I just simply can't go past it. This is for Megs. She got like a vegan chicken katsu donburi, and I got a teriyaki tofu donburi. I think that's how you say it. Please correct me if I'm mispronouncing, but it's like a brown rice bowl with veggies and teriyaki tofu, tempura tofu. I think teriyaki tempura tofu. Anyway, that is going to be dinner tonight. Oh, we'll eat it when we're at Netty, which will be a good thing to have. Some nice fuel to fuel us up for our next game. But I try not to get takeaway every time that I head up to the Gold Coast or I'm going to netball or anything like that, because if I did do that, I would spend an excessive amount of money on takeaway every week. But it is nice to come and support a vegan business and get a really yummy vegan meal, especially when I've had such a busy day. Good morning. Happy Friday. My weekend this weekend is Friday, Saturday, so I'm having a bit of a day off this morning and spending some time with my friends. I've just driven up to the Gold Coast this morning and I'm gonna have brunch with a couple of my friends. I'm actually going back to one of my favorite spots on the Gold Coast that I haven't been to. Oh, Meg's getting into my car. Hello, I'm just vlogging.
Oh, that's fine. Do you want me to wait?
No, it's fine. Can we take your car though? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, fabulous. I will I'll quickly finish this and then I'll come. Yes, so I am having brunch with a couple of my friends at one of my favorite Gold Coast spots, which I'm really looking forward to, and it's a beautiful day out today. I'm just really looking forward to starting my day with brunch, sun, good food. I mean, I guess that comes under brunch, but it's just the little things in life, you know, that genuinely bring me the most joy. So it's going to be a lovely start to the day. Good morning and happy Saturday. I'm up early this morning. I've got myself ready because I am about to get into prepping a bunch of food. It is my friend Meg's birthday picnic today and I am doing a whole heap of food for it. So I really need to get into doing that, and then I actually have a really busy day ahead. And yesterday was also busy, so busy that I forgot to film a lot of what I ate. But basically after having brunch with friends, Megs and I ended up having a day out. I snacked on a couple of things like some salt and vinegar chips, and I also took one of the hazelnut tofu oats that I still had left over with me and was snacking on that throughout the day. And then we went to the bathhouse in the afternoon, which was so lovely. And then we also had dinner, which I completely forgot to film. So Devo, because it was so ridiculously delicious. We had cauliflower wings, we had vegan meatballs, we also had jackfruit nachos, and we also had these like chili vodka butter beans, which were really good. So it was a great day of eating, but a very social, busy day out like today is going to be. This morning's breakfast was also really simple. It was a Vegemite bagel with a cut up orange on the side. And I guess this is just like a gentle reminder that, you know, I'm a food blogger and I love cooking and all that kind of stuff, but there are definitely days where food is like just like not the major priority, and I do eat pretty basically and for convenience and stuff like that. And these past couple of days are definitely like days that can, I guess, show that, because it's been a very busy social time. So anyway, I'm going to get into prepping the food for the picnic, and I will see you when we're at said picnic. Okay, this picnic ended up being just the most wholesome afternoon, and I made lots of delicious food. So I made some vegan sandwiches, some with vegan ham and some with vegan cheese, and then also this little platter of vegan biscuits and chocolate coated strawberries, some watermelon, some more biscuits, a whole heap of fairy bread, which went down an absolute treat. So it was really nice. I also ordered Meg's a vegan cake from a local vegan bakery, and it was absolutely delicious, and she looked absolutely gorgeous celebrating her birthday. Love her so much. And yeah, the cake was just amazing. It was a chocolate cake with a vanilla buttercream, and we were all really happy with it. Had a super wholesome afternoon, just like kicking the footy around and having a really nice time with friends. So it was a really beautiful way to spend a Saturday afternoon. Once we had finished up at the picnic, my partner and I then went to another friend's birthday, which was really wholesome. We had such a beautiful drive out there, and then once we got there, they had a gorgeous fire going, which was so nice on a chilly winter evening. And my friend Steph made this amazing dinner with homemade flatbreads and roasted potatoes. Oh my goodness, it got me so inspired to start making my own flatbreads, because they are honestly so easy and super delicious. So I had a flatbread with some vegan pesto and tofu ricotta and zucchini. I had some pumpkins, some potatoes, some broccolini. It was absolutely amazing. I had a little bit of a sleep in on Sunday and then got up and started my day with a bagel, which I seem to have done almost every single day this week. On this one, I put some avocado that we had left over in the fridge, as well as some freshly sliced tomato. I'm also loving oranges so much at the moment. I'm really enjoying having them like with something savory on the side. So I cut up a couple of oranges, and this is what I had for breakfast. Then I also snacked on one of these cookie dough balls, which goodness, I seem to have snacked on so many of these. The recipe will be live on my Instagram soon. They are super simple and just a really nice sweet treat to have in the fridge. And then when it came to lunchtime, I was using up some leftovers. So I had leftover lentil and walnut mince that I had made from the tacos earlier in the week. And so I heated that up and then cooked up some tortillas as well, put some tomato chutney on, then also added on some fresh greens, followed by the lentil and walnut mince and just some natural coconut yogurt, which I like using as like a vegan sour cream. And that was a very simple throw together lunch. Okay, Sunday night dinner. I'm cooking for my partner and I again tonight, and I'm gonna make a creamy pasta. I also have all of these Brussels sprouts left over. You know when you like open the vegetable drawer and you notice these vegetables down the bottom that desperately need to be eaten? That's what the Brussels sprouts are looking like. So I'm gonna do a really nice creamy pasta with little bits of lemon through it, I think, like a subtle kind of lemon flavor, and then do some roasted Brussels sprouts with it as well, which I feel like will be yum. It's a bit random, but I'm sure it'll be super delicious. I'm really keen to get into cooking tonight and then having a very cozy Sunday night in. I honestly feel like I saved the best for last with this dinner because I am obsessed with making this pasta ever since I made it this night. I started by cutting up some Brussels sprouts and then into a bowl put some olive oil, liquid smoke, smoked paprika, garlic and onion powder, as well as salt and pepper, and I coated the Brussels sprouts well in all of this before transferring onto a baking tray, spreading it all out and putting it in the oven to roast for probably like 20 to 25 minutes. Then into a frying pan, I put some vegan butter as well as some chopped up onion and garlic. And I fried this up for a few minutes before adding in some plant-based cream, some nutritional yeast, some veggie stock powder, mixing that all together. And then I also added in some lemon zest and some lemon juice, as well as a lot of cracked black pepper. And I feel like this is the secret to this recipe because it makes it so unbelievably good. It elevates it so much. I cooked up some pasta and mixed this all together with the creamy sauce and then served this up for my boyfriend and I for dinner. Honestly, it was so good. I am gonna have to work on an exact recipe for it, but this meal does bring us to the end of what I ate in a week as a vegan. I hope you enjoyed a realistic look at what I eat when I'm pretty busy and juggling a lot of things, and hopefully gave you at least one meal to try out at home. Thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next week.